You're listening to the ArtiFLEXCAST. Now with your host, Christopher Byron.
Welcome to a special edition of the ArtiFLEXCAST. I'm your host, Christopher Byron, and with me as usual is my co-host, Frankie Depue. Frankie, how's it going?
Doing great, Chris. How about you?
I'm doing well. This is a very special episode for us because we have Beth Weaver and Nikki Nemervosky from Habitat for Humanity joining us today. And this is actually going to be a public episode that we're going to post on our YouTube page. We're going to be discussing the car show that we have coming up on September 25th. And we are actually going to be donating the proceeds of our car show to Habitat for Humanity here in Wayne County. So we thought it would be a good idea to have them in the studio with us today and just kind of chat about what they do as an organization and what makes them so great and why we love partnering with them. This will be the second year that we do that with them, actually. So I think without further ado, I am just eager and ready to get into this episode. So let's have them in here and let's just kick the interview off.
All right, sounds great.
Cool. And joining us in the studio today is Beth Weaver, the Executive Director of the Habitat for Humanity, and Nikki Nemervosky, who is the Community Outreach Specialist. Thank you so much for being here with me today. I'm really excited to have you here.
Thank you, Christopher and Frankie. It's good to be here. We're excited.
Yeah.
This is going to be fun.
This is going to be a great time.
It is.
So as I mentioned in the intro, this is actually the second year that we've partnered with you guys, but maybe there's people out there that may not know what your guys' organization is about or who you guys are and what you guys do for that organization. Okay. So Beth, could you start and just give us a little bit of background and history with the organization and tell us a little bit about your roles and responsibilities?
Sure. I go back quite a ways with Habitat for Humanity. Actually, in 1994, my husband and I purchased our home through Habitat for Humanity. So we are recipients of what Habitat does. So as you heard, I'm the executive director now, so it's been a long journey, but Habitat is near and dear to my heart. So I speak with passion when I talk about Habitat and what we do. So Habitat hired me, and they hired me as a church relations coordinator and office manager. And since that time, I've moved up in the company. I was the restore manager for a while. And in 2013, I became the director. So it's been a nice journey, and I just love talking about Habitat. So if you want to talk all day, we can do that.
There is no problem with getting me to talk for an extended period of time.
We all know that.
Nikki, how about you?
I actually came to Habitat just as a part-time worker. They happened to be down the street from my house, the Restore. I needed to get out of the house for a while. I had been working from home. I joined the Restore, and now I have moved my way up as Restore manager, and I am now a community outreach specialist. I really love what Habitat does. They help the working class people. It's not a charity. It's actually a hand up, not a handout, and I love that aspect of it. So
absolutely.
I'm really excited to start working with partner families and people that are actually going to be the recipients of the homes now. So that's
very
great.
Cool. And Beth, can you tell us a little bit about what Habitat really does? I mean, I think people have heard the name. I think it's a familiar name and one that's been around for quite some time, but just give us a really solid education.
Okay, Christopher, we're constantly battling the myth that we give away houses. We do not give away houses. We actually sell our homes to our partner families. A big part of what our families are required to do is what we call sweat equity. So instead of requiring a huge down payment, we require some work being done, and we require 300 hours per adult. They come on and they work with our volunteers. We're obviously selling our house at a very good deal. So we want to keep that construction cost down. So we use volunteer help wherever we can to help keep that construction cost down. We save between $45,000 and $50,000 a year because of our volunteers, and that's awesome. I think that's really cool. So anyway, we require our families to come on site, help our volunteers, get those hours in, and then we eventually do build for them, and they're required to do half of their hours on their own home. And then when we go to close, we write a mortgage. We actually are lenders as well as builders, and we write a mortgage to that family, and we don't charge interest on that loan. So it's a 30-year mortgage, no interest on the payments. So the families are still paying back, paying for that house, have a great pride in what they've built and what they're buying. So it's like Nikki said, it's for the working class that are just unable to get that conventional loan through a bank. But they work really hard at Habitat. It's not something that, okay, let us give you a loan. It's come on, let's put in the work and let's
Yeah.
get your house built. So
Yeah. I love that whole teach a man to fish mentality.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like
Right.
that sweat equity thing is something that really resonates with me. It's such
Right.
an awesome thing.
So one of our partner families came and talked to our board a couple years ago, and I never thought about this, but her point was, I never knew what was behind the walls of a house. She said, I never knew why you had to put a nail in at a certain point. But she said, now I know that there's a 2x4 there when you put a nail in. So just little things like that, our families are really learning and getting a comprehension on what goes into the things that we build. And
Oh, yeah.
so it's a learning process, and it's kind of cool.
Well, and they build the house, but then you also learn basic skills. You know what I mean? Like how to hammer things, how to use a drill. Like, you know, like you said, there's 2x4s behind the drywall in your house. And what is that there for? And what does that do? And stuff that is a lifelong value and benefit outside of just building the house in the moment. So it's really good, helpful, useful skills that hopefully they can carry on for years and years and years afterwards.
Exactly. One other thing I want to add about what we build a house, but we talked about volunteers and the families coming on board. A lot of times low-income families fall into that where there's not a lot of network around them to help them. And when they come and build and are with our volunteers, there's a network being built around them where they have somebody to reach out to in bad times and hard times. They build new friendships, and that's a huge part of it as well.
Very cool.
Yep.
Now, your facility here in Wayne County also has a storefront, so to speak. Is that correct?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Do you want to talk about it, Nikki, or you want me
Sure.
to? Okay.
Sure. I can take the restore. I was a restore manager for about 3 years. We take general donations from the public as well as businesses. We try to emphasize building materials over more like Goodwill thrift items. We do sell furniture and those things as well, but we have an entire building dedicated to building materials, wood, doors, windows. We do offer all of these items new or used at a drastically reduced cost over retail, which also allows the rest of the community to be able to come in and refurbish and improve their homes when they may not have the funds to just run up to Lowe's or order it from Carter Lumber. So
yeah, very cool.
It's really cool opportunity for others to improve their homes and their lives as well outside of the program. It also gives an opportunity for businesses to recycle materials, keep them out of landfills. Often they have usable materials they just don't know what to do with other than send it to the landfill. We can take those and resell them, especially things like 2x4s, doors and windows. There's always a use for that stuff. And there are a lot of crafters out there that use it as well. So you definitely come in and check out the Restore. They're open Tuesday through Saturday from 9 till 4. It's open to the general public, and come check it out.
Well, and I know when my wife and I first got married and moved into our first apartment, I'll never forget, we got our very first Christmas tree from there.
Sure, you
We
go.
got our first kitchen table and chairs from there. We got some things to like hang on the wall so that, it just wasn't just bare, empty walls.
Certainly.
So there's a lot of very fond memories because we didn't have a lot of money and we just needed something that was serviceable and nice. And we got some stuff that was very well cared for. And then what we ended up doing when we bought our house and we got a bigger table, we just donated it back because we took care of it.
Right.
So hopefully it can have
That's
another
super
life.
cool. Yeah.
And that often happens. Well, we will sell a sofa and a year or so later, here it comes back.
It's just awesome. And there's really a lot of really nice, well taken care of things there.
Correct.
So it's not like just junky stuff that people just want to throw away and would rather donate. Like it's a lot of times it's very nice quality stuff.
Yes. Yeah. We do have several furniture stores in the area that donate items as well.
Oh, that's cool.
That they were refused by the customer. There was a small mar on it. They misordered something, ordered the wrong color. So we get those donations as well. So sometimes you find brand new items out on our floor.
Cool.
That's awesome. Where is that located exactly, just so the general public knows?
It is at 2700 Akron Road in Worcester. It's just north of Old Hawkins Plaza,
Okay.
Awesome.
heading towards Smithville.
Cool. So from here, do you guys want to kind of share how the car show impacts you? So maybe tell about how in 2019, what those funds went towards, and then the plan for the ones coming in 2022.
Sure, Frankie. We can talk about that. First show was That was awesome. That really was. It was cool.
Yes, it was. It was really cool.
Yeah. So we had a great time with that one, and we didn't know what to expect, but it was super cool.
That makes two of us.
We were honored to be a part of that first one and excited about it. So when you mentioned that we might be recipients of this one, we were really pumped. So
Yeah.
we appreciate that. We did use those funds to build a house for a gentleman who is a single dad with 2 kids. And so it really was a great honor to be able to use some of your funds to be able to build that house and bless that family. Thank you guys for that in 2019. It was a great experience, but the impact of what you did for the community is awesome. So 2022, we're pretty excited about, and we will be using the funds to build a house for a family of 5. And that the plans are for that to be up on Madison Hill here in Worcester. So we're excited to get going on that one, and we'll be needing the funding to get that foundation started because that's a pretty expensive part of the build. So we appreciate being a part of 2022. Now we want to maybe ask you guys a little bit about how the show's going to go in 2022. So maybe we'll start interviewing you. Is that okay?
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
Just, do you want to change chairs? And
No, that's okay. We'll stay here.
Yeah.
We'll just stay here. But we're hearing some really great things, and we love working with you guys, Frankie and Christopher. Frankie, I think you designed some really cool shirts. I remember that being a big part of what we did in 2019.
Yeah.
Everybody was excited about the shirts, and Nikki and I still wear ours
Yeah,
all the
we do.
time. So
Yeah, we love to see those shirts around Worcester. We see them around on the floor here. They're the same style of t-shirt that if you have been to the show in 19 or 21, it's the same soft, those Gildan t-shirts. They're really popular, but they're going to be purple this year. The design will be a little bit different. It's just one car this year, but it's more of like a scene instead. It's like a car going down the road.
I've seen it. It's awesome.
Yeah, thank you. So yeah, it's definitely going to be really cool to see that all over the place.
And Christopher, part of that 2019, I think you guys learned a lot about us, but it was both ways. We learned a lot about ArtiFlex. And what was really cool is for me to be able to go down the road and see cars and be like, they make that at ArtiFlex. So are you going to feature anything, or what's the focus going to be? I know the community was excited about the tour as well. So
Yeah, well, the tour is always a hit. Like the first year, I think we had like a 45-minute wait to get on the tour.
Right, I remember
was
that. Yeah.
just nuts.
Right.
So we always like opening up the plant and having these guided golf cart tours. They're driven by employees of ArtiFlex that can speak directly to what we do, what makes us unique, and kind of the cool stuff that we make. Each year, so if somebody came in 2019 and did the tour and saw everything the way that it was then, it actually looks pretty drastically different now. ArtiFlex has been making a lot of solid investments into the equipment, the technology, cleaning things up, installing new lights. Like, it looks fantastic now. And each year it's been getting better. And each year that tour changes a little bit. Okay. And that's no different than this year. People are going to be actually taken by some new laser cells that we have that does high speed cutting with high powered lasers. Cool. And they look awesome.
And there might be a little gift given at those lasers.
That's true. We cannot confirm or deny that, but there'll be a little something special there for people to pick up.
That's neat.
There will be limited quantities. So,
first come, first serve.
100%. So ArtiFlex, even though it's in Worcester, Ohio, we're doing very big, impactful projects. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
we've got really cool stuff going on.
Yeah, that's what I mean about you learned about us, but man, I learned so much about you guys. And honestly, I missed that first tour because it was so popular and it was kind of a long wait. But as you talk about the difference, it might be even more interesting for the person that did hit that 2019 tour to see now what the progress is.
Yes.
I mean, for us new ones going through, it'll be nice, but just seeing that progress has got to be exciting too.
100%. Like it's even if you've been there in 21, there's so much that's changed since 21.
Right?
Absolutely.
Wow.
Yeah.
Obviously, the cars are the main part of the show here, and that's kind of how we've began working together, because ArtiFlex, with the car show this year and every year following, we charge $10 for a car to enter into the show. But the thing that we really stress is that ArtiFlex matches that entry dollar for dollar. So, somebody enters their car and puts down $10, we put down $10. Somebody buys a 50-50 ticket, we match that value of that 50-50.
Yeah, we noticed that when the check came through, Christopher.
Yes.
Very, very nice of you all
Yes.
to be able to do that, and we appreciate it.
Absolutely. And personally for me, as the chairman of the car show committee, it's very important for me to make sure that the money that we spend building up the show, leading up to the show, is spent as much as possible in Wayne County. So Expertise on Bell Avenue does the t-shirts. Letterman's Trophy on Bell Avenue does the trophies for the event. The food trucks are sourced from somebody local here in Wayne County as well. They're actually an employee of ArtiFlex, Robert Tyler and his food trucks.
Awesome.
So it's good that we're giving back
Right.
at the final point of the show, but during the show, we try and keep as much money spent in our county as much as possible. So it's really a community event in all ways, as much as I can humanly get there.
The people that are showing the cars, is it a difficult process to register or?
No. You can go online. You can register online before you even get there. We'll have a packet of stuff ready for you when you actually show up to the event. We'll have your dash plaque, because we give away dash plaques to the first 100 entries.
Wow.
We'll have the t-shirt ready for you. We'll basically have everything ready to go. If you pre-register ahead of time, all you have to do is just hand us your $10. And then we say, cool, John Smith, here you go. Here's your packet. Thanks for pre-registering.
Wow.
And that's going to really expedite the process. So no, it's not hard whatsoever.
So
And
registering is a good idea, but you can also register here.
yeah, 100%.
I have an uncle. I might get him to bring his car down. So
No,
I'll be
that's
like,
fine.
Here's what you can do.
Yeah, when
Yeah.
you show up, you'll actually meet with Frankie. She'll be sitting there doing the registrations in person. So can you just kind of discuss some of the things that they'll need to at least provide you in terms of information?
Yeah. So for the people that pre-register, you can pre-register at artiflexmfg.com/third annual car show. There you'll put in your t-shirt size, all of your information. So if you come pre-registered, all you'll need to do is provide your name, and I'll have your packet for you. If you want to register at the show, I'll just need your name, your address, email address, all those normal things, and then your t-shirt size, and I'll get you your t-shirt. And if you're one of the first 100, I'll get you a dash plaque, and then we can get you set up with your entry number, and you'll be on your way.
Good
Yeah.
deal. Yeah. It sounds exciting.
Excellent.
Can you see anybody can you tell who's registered now? Does it
Yeah.
look like it's?
We've got a
We're gonna
really
have a
good
good
turnout.
turnout.
We've got more people pre-registered for the show this year than we did last year.
Oh,
And that's been a
awesome.
consistent trend.
Yeah.
Year over year, we've seen a growth there. So hopefully that's an indicator that we're going to have a really good show as well. I've heard a lot of things about other car shows going on in the surrounding areas, and people are basically setting records for attendance. So I hope we're one of those folks that do that as well.
So am I right? It's free to the public?
100%.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
You don't have to pay anything unless you're entering in a car. You can
Okay.
also just make donations. Actually, last year, we had the largest number of just in addition donations than we had in the first year. And I think that was because people came up and was just telling us, we saw what you guys did the first year. We know you guys are going to take care of this money and really put it to a good cause. And so that was greatly appreciated. And we didn't even expect people to do that. So that was
Excellent. Yeah.
that was a nice positive surprise.
And that includes the character artist as well.
Correct.
So I know last year we had face painting, and some people thought you had to pay to do that. No,
Yes.
that's completely free. We're donating that as we're paying for that as ArtiFlex.
Correct.
So
Yeah,
so
bring
bring
your
your
kids.
kids and
Yes.
Did
Yeah.
you say caricature? painting?
Caricature.
Yeah.
Caricature. It's easy,
Yeah.
easy for you to say.
Yeah.
So cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
Bring my grandkids and get a nice picture of them.
exactly.
That'd be
Yes.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well,
Excellent.
And that actually reminds me. Yeah. So we're paying for the caricature artist, but honestly, the show costs a really decent amount of money to
Sure.
put on.
Yeah.
And it goes without saying that we have never had the support from sponsors in the community as we've had with this year. I think we have 23 sponsors. Is
Oh,
that
yeah,
correct?
Oh, that's
Yeah.
incredible.
And almost every single one of them are local to this area. And so you'll be able to see all of those sponsors on the backside of the t-shirt. Every single sponsor of ours is represented there. And it's to have that kind of support to assist us in putting on
Right.
this show and giving back to the community. It's it's an incredibly special thing.
Oh, we
It
thank them
is.
too.
Yes.
Because they're making it happen. So.
Yes. It's an
nice.
incredibly long list, so we can't just sit here and
Right,
go through.
exactly.
But maybe we'll throw something up on the screen so people can see.
Okay,
Yeah,
perfect.
definitely.
We'll throw their logos up there and give them a
Excellent.
shout out because
Yeah.
we couldn't do this without them,
Exactly.
and their contribution to the show is dearly appreciated, and it goes without saying.
Mhm.
This community is very giving and sharing, and so we live in a great place.
Yes.
We appreciate the generosity.
Yes. So is there anything that we haven't covered on the show? We've talked about the plant tours, the food trucks, the caricature artists. Have we missed anything?
I don't think so. Just bring your family. It should be a great event, and you can see inside the plant, see some awesome cars, and get some food and
Yep.
just hang out. It should
Yeah.
be great. There's a live DJ too. We
That's
haven't
right.
mentioned that, so it should be a fun time.
Yeah,
And you have judging.
absolutely.
Okay.
Yep. So we have judging. We're going to have, I think, 22 trophies this year, and that's including the Best of Show
Oh, okay.
trophy.
All right.
So yeah, there will be trophies. So bring your cars, make sure they're clean. Yeah, we'll get them judged and we'll hand out some sweet trophies. The trophies, if you haven't seen them, they look like they're standing trophies and they're like pistons.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah. So it's, the trophies are always something that I like to put a little extra effort into
Nice.
because, if you're going to win a trophy, it's got to be a nice trophy.
Right.
You know what I mean?
So, I mean, there's a lot of things to see at this show. You've got the cars, but now
Oh, yeah.
you got the trophies, and now you got the plant. That see what you guys do down here at ArtiFlex. So I think it's going to be super exciting.
It's going to be a lot of fun.
Definitely.
And I know I'm going to have a picture of my grandkids. And you say the word because I can't say it.
Caricature. Yeah, absolutely.
All
Bring your
right.
families, bring your friends,
Definitely.
come hungry, leave happy.
We
Great
appreciate
time.
it so much.
Absolutely. Well, thanks for stopping
honoring
by.
us.
I
Definitely.
appreciate you
Thank
guys taking the time out of your busy day to sit down and chat with us about this. I can't wait for the show. And for those who don't know, the show is September 25th, which is a Sunday. No, there's not a Browns game that day. They have a game on Thursday. So if you got nothing else to do, stop by, come early. We've had people show up as early as 7:30. The show won't officially be started yet, but we have people showing up very early because this is a great event and you definitely want to get your spot early. So thanks once again, guys.
Good.
It's been so
Yeah.
nice.
Oh, thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you.
We're
for
very
having us.
honored.
Thanks for listening to the ArtiFLEXCAST.